Hello there, my beautiful Capricorn signs. It's Rachel with Dark Knight Coaching. Today's video is going to be a love message. This is the general message, so if it resonates, cool, hit the like button. It helps my channel grow. If it doesn't resonate, just leave it behind for somebody else. So chances are you clicked on this video. There's something here for you. I don't believe in coincidence, so I do think there is something here for you. And my cat will not leave me alone throughout the course of my meditation. So maybe that's a sign for some of you. You have possibly some spirit protectors at the moment in the form of cats. Um, hold on. All right, anyways, let's go ahead. I'm going to dive right into your initial cards. You have some very positive energy when it comes to love at the moment, Capricorn. So I wasn't getting bad vibes at all. You have a whole new cycle beginning. So if some of you have been leaving a love situation or exiting one or trying to recover from something, I definitely sense that you are succeeding with that. You're moving forward and you have pure positive intentions. Interestingly enough, you pulled the Anima Mundi card. Mundi. This is literally means the soul of the world. It's basically like we are all one, we are all unified, everything is interconnected, interwoven via quantum physics, the ether, if you want to label it, I guess. But this is saying like you are divinely guided. Your soul is on its divine path, and you are a light. We are all lights, and we have the ability to shine and to uh, shine our soul's light, our true colors essentially. So if you don't know what chakras are, make sure you check out my video on chakras because that's where the saying true colors comes from, because we all resonate and have frequencies, and it coordinates to corresponding colors and things like that. Sorry, just one second. Sorry, I had to pause it. My cat meows at the fridge, and if I don't give him cheese, he'll keep meowing. So I had to give him bribery. That's how that works, huh? All right, so the interconnectedness of our lights, I do feel like that's the point of the Anima Mundi and the light card here. It's like everyone has a light, whether they choose to shine it or not, totally up to you. Sometimes our lights get dimmed. I like to think of our chakras as colors, like a color palette, a watercolor palette, for example, like the ones you used to have when you were kids. And you know what would happen when you would dip the brush in the water and then you would mix it and you wouldn't clean it and then you would dirty it. It would become a dingier version of itself. And that's kind of essentially what happens to our chakras when we surround ourselves with negative energy, negative music, which is vibrations and frequency, negative people who also carry frequencies and vibrations, or if we, you know, input things into our bodies that are not of the highest form, that can also dim your light essentially, because your light is literally your colors. Now, the next card I have for you, Capricorn, was joy. This was a great card to have, all about positivity. You know, you have joy, you have light, you have the interwovenness of your soul with the world. Overall, just a great positive energy for you going into this like next lunar cycle. And I don't follow the solar cycle like the normal sun calendar, because the lunar cycle is more aligned with our emotional vibrations, our emotional states and frequency. Um, it's kind of like it's the trinity of the moon, which I could dive in really deep here, but it's basically the maiden, the mother, and the crone are all kind of phases and cycles that we go through, whether we are male or female, it doesn't really matter, but it's kind of symbolism of a trilogy of our cyclical emotional cycles. So once we learn a lesson, we kind of pass that test and then we get another lesson thrown at us, and usually that's tied to the moon and astrology and where certain planets are in our charts and things like that. So obviously you probably know that already since you're watching your reading for Capricorn. And I'm not a super astrologer. Like, I'm more leaning into tarot and lunar cycles than I am into astrology. I can't go into detail about trines or squares or any of that stuff, but I do see just positive stuff happening for you this cycle. In particular, I do feel like there are lots of shifts happening for the collective generally because there is that the moon in Leo coming up. It's a new moon in Leo, and it is going to be a confidence booster, a confidence builder, and there are a lot of positive changes that are coming your way with that as well, Capricorn. And then the full moon is landing in Aquarius on August the 19th, and that is going to be all about being of service. It's the humanitarian sign, so it's very community oriented, community focused, and very leaning into self to use yourself to be of service for the collective good. Now, the next card I pulled for you is just one of my moon cards. It says, I am always mindful and live only within each moment I have. This is all about being in the present moment. I'm currently reading The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle, and he has some great books. If you've not read any of his stuff, I would highly recommend that. Also, Deepak Chopra has some great books about trying to maintain like the present moment, which is sometimes fleeting and it's hard to describe how to be calm in the stillness of now when we're cultured, we grow up in this cultured environment where we're always thriving for more or hungry for more, or half of us are wallowing in the past of regret and remorse, and it's hard to find that fine line, but that's basically what spirit is trying to guide you to do. Now, I don't know if I mentioned this already because I had a couple interruptions, so sorry about that. It says a new romantic cycle begins, new moon in Libra. So some of you might be dealing with Libras, or there just might be some relational balancing happening here. This is for my Moon Wisdom Oracle deck, but I do feel like for a lot of you when it comes to love, you're connected and you're attuned, you're aligned. I don't feel like there's major shadow work that you have to do or like major revelations you need to have. I feel like most of this is a little bit of a modifications you kind of need along the way, but you're going to get little lessons that kind of help you align to your highest best self, to your highest truest timeline as you go through this next relationship. And it is a test. It is a an opportunity for you to elevate yourself with someone else, and I see it coming out in a positive way. The first card I pulled from my Wisdom Oracle deck, this is a leg up. The number on this one is 34, so that might be a significant number for some of you for some reason. The leg up card is like spirit is giving you a helping hand or a leg up, essentially, like it's what it is. But it doesn't always come in the form of tangible things. It might come in like virtual assistants, such as this video. I know that's kind of sounds silly, but it can come in a way of like you have a spark of enlightenment more and you have clarity on yourself or some situation from the past, and it's like now you have a leg up because you can see things more clearly, versus how maybe you used to view someone before without the proper lens. So a leg up can be a tangible thing, like where you're presented with an opportunity or a job, but it can also be you've been guided to watch this tarot video, you've been guided to watch some TikToks about, certain things that are leading you towards your path, towards your destination. So a leg up doesn't necessarily mean like you're going to win the lottery. Sorry to break it to you. I've been hoping for mine, but I think a leg up from spirit in this case is like you're divinely guided to meet your soulmate, one of your soulmates. We have lots of soulmates, so this particular reading is romantically inclined, but it doesn't necessarily have to be a romantic soulmate. It could be just like a friend or just somebody who brings you peace, because I'm just feeling a lot of calmness that's coming with this person. Because I pulled not only the soulmate card, I pulled the creation card. And this is cool to me because this is confirmation of like all of the other cards that came out here. Like there is an interconnectedness. We are all interwoven from past lives, from future lives, if you believe in that stuff. There is definitely something happening here. And I do think there's a coupling that is going to be emotionally fulfilling for you. It could be even just be like a coupling, like you're having a partner at your work, or you hired someone new and you just really get on with them and they really understand your side of the business, and it's just like um, a co-owner or something along those lines. It could be a friendship strictly, but I am feeling like this is has to do with creation and working together here. So the soulmate card is um, surrounded by this red on the outside of the card, and that symbolizes your root chakra. So your root chakra is all about harmony, stability. This is like, where basically your basic needs lie at your root chakra. If you really want to get into more detail, you can go watch my video on root chakra, and I kind of break it down a lot more into layman's terms. And if you're not sure if your root chakra is balanced or in harmony, you can go there and learn a couple tactics to help ground yourself. So make sure you check out that video. And then this card, Creation, is divinely guided. This gray on the outside is symbolic of your crown chakra, which is like right above your head, essentially. And that is your connection to spirit. It's almost like that, like ether between your mind and the web. Uh, So we have like a little crystal in our brain that's called a pineal gland, and that pineal gland acts as a transponder to the higher intelligence we are all connected to. That's the I'm trying to say this in like the most basic way so I don't lose viewers, but this is all scientifically proven. So before you're like, this chick has lost it, all of this is science fact. It's true. This is why I do this though, because I love tarot, but I've never really found a reader where I can explain to me like the logical terms of something, or like has the proof of something tangible, um, that has, I don't know, they can back up what they're talking about. You know what I mean? A lot of the times I watch the tarot videos and it's like hokey stuff about magic and witches and fairy dust or whatever, and I'm just like, what is that? What does that mean? What does that do for me? And then I get on here and then I ramble about that. So let's dive back into tarot. So in your past energy, Capricorn, you have Two of Cups, and this is what I was talking about with this soulmate thing. This divinely guided person, whoever this is that's coming into your life, or maybe even somebody who left your life, it's causing you to have this creative spurt. And the Two of Cups is also symbolic of an emotional conjoining of some sort. So whatever has happened is going to be fulfilling, because in your present energy you have the Ten of Cups. So this is like legacy, this is family, this is establishing long-term happiness, long-term gain and reward and satisfaction. It's the rainbow. And you can't have a rainbow without the rain, without the sun. So it's like you worked hard to get here, Capricorn. It didn't just flow in. It was a lot of work to reach this happy spot in your life. And I do feel like you've done 99% of the work. The only reason I say 99 and not 100 is like, this is your future card. It's the devil, which isn't, it's not the best card to have. It's not the worst card to have, but it is not a great card. Uh, the devil to me is like addictions, bad habits, lifestyle issues. Maybe you've like let yourself go a little bit when it comes to, I don't know, what you're inputting into your body. And it doesn't have to be just food. This can be, again, music, visual, um, things of that nature. Like, I could go on, but I'm just saying, like, what you have to watch how much is too much, and anything more than you need is poison. And I say that lightly because we are in a gluttonous sort of society that thrives on constant stimulation. It's almost impossible to ignore. And I get in those zones where I'm like doom scrolling on my phone, and I'm like, 40 minutes later, I'm like, oh gosh, like what did I just do, like with my life? So I feel like maybe putting parameters on yourself to help yourself ease into ending some of these bad habits and things. And this is stuff you probably already know you do. You're probably already consciously aware of it. You're just like, I don't know how to stop it. There's not really a good way. I mean, some people have a personality type where they can cut something off cold turkey and they're totally cool with like never touching it again or never doing it again or whatever it is. Other people like to ease into it. So use your discernment here, Capricorn. You know yourself best. I'm not going to tell you what to do. I'm here to guide you. I'm not here to judge you. And I don't, I'm guilty of all of those things. Like I have been severely overweight and I listened to music that was not good for my brain or my body that kind of imprinted on me, toxic stuff. And I've watched all sorts of stuff that's probably not good or healthy or normal, I guess. So, I'm not one to judge anybody from where they're coming from because I've not walked in your shoes and no one else has either. And when you're ready to move forward, when you're ready to move on, you'll know like the time will be right for you and it'll be your turn to invest in yourself wisely. And a lot of the times when we have addictions, habits that aren't so good, it's a coping mechanism for trauma. And sometimes we are consciously aware of it, and sometimes we aren't. Or we become aware of it, and then we still aren't sure how to help ourselves or how to stop it. And in truth, the only person that can save you is you. And that's a very tough pill to swallow. And sometimes people take pills to try to swallow those. And it may help, but it may not, or you might just take the pill for the rest of your life. And again, that's your decision. But your advice here when it comes to the devil is the Six of Swords. So this is sailing to calmer seas. So if you were in a toxic pattern, a toxic cycle, a toxic relationship, or even if you grew up in a family where there was just a lot of trauma and stuff, like you're not there now, hopefully, and you're not in it now, hopefully, and you're sailing out of this like treacherous water into calm seas because like you're choosing to control your life path. Your you can change the fate's design and you can pivot yourself out of whatever is causing you disharmony. And that's what Spirit's really advising you to do because your subconscious information, your subconscious card was the Nine of Swords. This is a very anxiety ridden card. This is like trapped in your thoughts, trapped in your heads. I just saw 17 while I was yapping, by the way. So if you want to Google that angel number 1717, that might be significant for some of you. But this is being like all stuck up in your head about something. And maybe that's your addiction, maybe overthinking. I'm guilty of that too. I think just like people with ADHD or ADD or neurodivergent people generally have a hard time stopping their train of thoughts. It makes meditating really difficult, especially for me. That's why I have like a lot of recommendations for meditation on a lot of my videos. So make sure you check that out because there's a couple things that you can do that can help you. Binaural beats. If you check out my video on music, that can help you a lot as well. If you're not into music and you're like, I don't want to listen to anything while I meditate, you can just you can do some breathing exercises and a couple other things. So make sure you check out my other videos. But your advice on that Nine of Swords is the Wheel of Fortune. This is divine, divinely coordinated, divinely timed. It's basically just saying like the wheel is moving. It might be slow going, but it's still moving. So like even though you're in this current state of maybe like anxiety, you're still moving forward. And that's the good news about this whole situation. Now, I did go ahead and pull three cards for your energy or your person's energy. So, energy is fluid. This could be your person, this could be you in regards to love or this love connection that's either coming in um, or one that just left because the, it was so odd because the soulmate card came out and then the soulmate card came out. So, definitely a soulmate is either coming into you or it's leaving or just left. So this one says, You're my soulmate. It must be written in the stars because you most definitely are my destiny. We belong together. The next card says, Lust. I feel lust without you. And the last one says, Tears. When I think about you, I cry. That's what makes me feel like some of you have lust a soulmate in some fashion or form, and you're moving out of a cycle into a new one because you let that old soulmate go. And then some of you have just been content being single, and you're just kind of anticipating or waiting for this new um, opportunity to come in. So, heavy reading, Capricorn. Well, hopefully that helped. If it did, please hit the like button and subscribe. It helps my channel to grow. I greatly appreciate it. If you're interested in a one-on-one coaching session, please feel free to reach out, DM me or whatever. And yeah, I'll see you next time. Thank you so much for watching.